So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do regular updates with your resume in ChatGPT. So let's get into some of the prompts we're going to use. So in terms of performing regular updates with ChatGPT, I want to show you this prompt right here. I'm going to put it right into ChatGPT. If you notice the green button, that's because I have enabled the audio plugin, but I'm not going to be using it in this video. And you see, based on the format of my resume, are there suggestions you would make in terms of format? So if I just put that in, it's going to know I don't have a resume in there, but it's going to give me some ideas. Now, every person who puts this into ChatGPT is going to get something different based on what they have, and mine is going to do the same. So it gives me this: my resume is comprehensive and provides a detailed view of my expertise. However, there's some formatting suggestions it's going to give me. In general, consistency with bullets, length, white space, the header in terms of the contact information. I took out the phone number, so it did pick up on that. Education, alignment, align the years for the degree to make them easier to locate. Experience, bullet points, spacing, quantify achievements whenever possible. Formatting in terms of publications, hyperlinks so that people can access links within your resume, especially digital resumes. Explanation of planning and implementation teams, which is something specific I included in my resume. Grants acquired, the details around the grants. Technical skills, categorize them under different groupings, which is a great idea. Awards and honors, the dates. References, you might want to remove the references upon request line, as it generally is understood. I generally don't include the references within the format of the resume because my resume is kind of already a little too long. So that's why I include that line, but that's a great recommendation. Let's do another one. So the next resume updating prompt I'm going to give you is based on the job description, company overview, include the info here. What would I add to my resume to improve my chance to be hired at this company? So I'm going to quickly find a data analyst position and add it into this prompt. Okay. I'm going to utilize the list of qualifications within this job description for digital support data analyst. It's a remote position. I'm going to put it right here. Let's see what we get. So it's recommending with a job with these specific qualifications. Want to make sure that I have my resume clearly shows my expertise and experience. Relevant projects, certifications, technical skills, data presentations, teamwork, and leadership. So it looked at the qualifications within that description and has given me recommendations that I can use. The next prompts I want to talk about is when you're going to do some networking or company research. The next three prompts I'm going to give you are centered around networking and also doing research on a company. So this prompt is: with 15 years experience, what would you make for a sequence of sections in my resume in terms of education, work experience, and skills? So this is, of course, 15 years. Not everyone is at 15 years. Some are more, some are less, and everything's going to be specific and different. So they're telling me that I'm a seasoned professional. Someone at this stage of the career should focus primarily on work experience and skills rather than educational qualifications, unless the field or employer places an exceptionally high emphasis on education. Here's a suggested sequence for the section of your resume. So they outline contact information, summary or objective, skills and proficiencies, work experience, projects or case studies, certification, education, professional associations, publications, references, and also any additional information. So that's a great list of things at a different stage of the career. I could repeat this same prompt with 5 years or 2 years. Let's try 3 years. We should get a much different response. It's telling me that my educational background is relatively recent and therefore relevant, but it also accumulated enough work experience to demonstrate my skills and competency in a real-world setting. Here's a recommended sequence for organizing the sections of my resume: contact, objective summary, skills and proficiencies, work experience, education, certifications, projects. But it's great to have that little bit of an overview to kind of give you a framework for your resume. The next prompt I'm going to give you is all about professional branding and how to project that within your resume. So the prompt is: which personal and professional branding information should I include on my resume? It's reminding that my summary is an elevator pitch around who I am and what my goals are. A personal brand statement often outlines who they are and what they specialize in. Their LinkedIn URL, a portfolio or website if that's something very specific to your job or can reflect your job skills. Social media if it's professional. And in terms of professional branding, skills and proficiencies, work experiences, certifications, just some of the regular stuff you might find in a resume, but all framed within the lens of personal branding. And they talk a little bit more about visual elements, a color scheme, or consistent bullet points. And their note here is, remember, every piece of information should serve to strengthen your personal and professional brand as it relates to the job for which you're applying. And I think that's totally true. So the next prompt we're going to do is based on my resume, what suggestions for formatting and style in Google Docs should I consider? I'm not going to paste my resume in, which I could do. I'm going to see what they actually give me for recommendations based on just using Google Docs. I know a lot of people use Google to kind of format documents. So it'll be interesting to see if there's anything specific to Google or using Google Docs that'll help with the formatting process. So what they're recommending here is great information, margins and spacing, incredibly important, font size, bolding headings, bullets versus paragraphs, text alignment, the page length, styling, single color, if you'd like, bold italics and underlining, borders and lines, hyperlinks, tables and contents, consistency, ensure that the styling is consistent. I think that's really important. Other tips, proofreading, obviously very important and very easy to do within Google Docs. PDF conversion, very simple to do. It's download as a PDF in Google Drive, but it's also easier to send along to employers. And these are some great basic, not only formatting tips that you can do with almost any text editor, but also specific to Google Docs. So the next area we're going to use ChatGPT for is language and terminology to potentially include on a resume. So let's do our first prompt. So my first prompt here is, I am a student taking courses in data science and need terms for skills in my resume as I begin the search for my first position in data science. Which terms should I include on my resume? Also, what specific descriptions of knowledge should I include? Remember, you can substitute any of these job positions or titles or to get the words that you need within ChatGPT, but this is great for generating ideas and also formatting existing text. So let's take a look at what they give us for this. So they'd like us to break out the skills section, data manipulation and analysis, also machine learning components, big data technologies, statistical analysis, data management, DevOps tools, soft skills, and descriptions of knowledge, and how we could potentially, I'm actually going to add an additional prompt to this, and I'm going to say, based on your response, please provide 5 examples of the description of knowledges. Let's see what it gives us. It says certainly. So it gives some specific descriptions of knowledge that you can kind of adjust for your own personal need. 5 examples of descriptions of knowledge. We have programming in Python and R, statistical analysis and hypothesis testing, machine learning algorithms, data storytelling, and business acumen. So there's additional some soft skills in here, but also the hard skills and also specific sentences that you could modify for your own personal use. So my next prompt gets a little bit more specific in it. And remember, you can replace these types of positions or titles or skill levels with anything to be sure that you are able to fine tune it for your own use. I have 5 years experience as a Python programmer. Where should I include the technical and computer skills I have learned in my resume formatting? So let's take a look at what we get for a result. It's recommending that I include this because it's an important area inside of the contact information, and that it recommends that I include this information in the contact and the header information, and basically integrates the computer skills throughout the entire resume, not only within the work experience, but also within the header, maybe with my LinkedIn portfolio or profile link, my objective and summary. My skills and proficiencies are, of course, very important. And of course, work experience, projects that I've been involved in, the education that I've been working on or have completed, certifications, if I've completed them, awards and honors, languages, hobbies, and additional information. And it's giving me some formatting tips, which is also very helpful. Bold, important information using bullet points, quantifying achievements, and also consistent font and sizing. And also to keep it concise, aiming for a 1 to 2 page resume, include only the most relevant information. Remember, if you have a resume that's longer, you can also ask ChatGPT to review it for brevity and minimize some of the components, maybe make it flow. It's something really important called soft and hard skills. So soft skills are skills like teamwork, collaboration, working well with others, working on a team. And hard skills are technical skills. So what I'm going to ask them for is, what are 5 hard and 5 soft skills that I should include in my resume based on my experience working as a customer service and sales representative. So I just added that additional position at the end so we'd have an example so that ChatGPT had an idea of what types of skills maybe to look for in terms of developing this list. But remember, you could also import your own job position or the job or position you're seeking to acquire. In terms of hard skills, they're mentioning CRM software, data entry and management, sales techniques, technical support. So just to review here, we put in the prompt, what are 5 hard and 5 soft skills that I should include in my resume based on my experience working as a customer service and sales representative? And it provided the hard skills in terms of software, sales techniques, the hard skills, data entry and management, product knowledge, technical support. And here we also have the soft skills in terms of communication, active listening, empathy and emotional intelligence, teamwork and collaboration, and time management. So it does also give the recommendation to provide them in a work context. So just some ideas to help you think about skills that you acquire on a job that are both technical and also considered soft skills. So the next prompt that I'm going to give you is one that you can use in the draft stage of the resume when maybe you're trying to think of additional things to say or to rewrite something. You can even put your resume directly into ChatGPT and ask them to review it and try to make it have more brevity and conciseness. But the prompt I'm going to introduce here is write a qualitative or quantitative outcome statement for my resume based on my success on increasing sales within 2 years at my company. And what hopefully they'll give me here is a couple of examples of things that I can use in my resume to help explain how I had this ability to increase sales. So here they've provided some quantitative outcome statements that emphasizes my success in increasing sales. Increased overall sales revenue by 35% within a 2-year period through strategic customer engagement and product positioning, contributing to the company's highest earning quarter in the last 5 years. Basically, you want to modify that for your own work, but just think about the types of questions that you want to ask to update your resume and maybe write something a little bit more specific with a very specific outcome. Now, the next prompt that I want to go over is to provide 3 examples of resume formats that are effective for a position as a customer service manager. The reason why I'm asking this prompt is I think some people stick with a format because maybe they've seen it or they feel like they liked it for a certain reason at one time or another. But I think it's important to review format types and use ChatGPT to help you kind of identify what types of formats might work best, specifically for either a new type of position or even your existing position, highlighting new skills. So let's see what they give us based on this prompt. So they're recommending not only the chronological format and also giving us the formatting for that, what that looks like. So you could compare your own current resume against that format and see if there's something in there that could help you. There's the functional format, which is based on my skills and qualifications rather than my work history. And then a hybrid or a combination of these 2 formats. Something really kind of handy to kind of think about is how would you flip-flop items if you thought it really benefited you. Ultimately, it needs to serve the purpose of your goal. And in this person's goal, the customer service manager role is a specific role. So feel free to use a prompt like that to help generate versions of formatting that can help you review your resume. Now let's move on to some of the final stages of updating a resume and finalizing some items. You'd necessarily want to update your resume before you start to do cover letters so that you can write a cover letter that kind of draws on the experience that is seen in the resume. The cover letter usually leads to someone viewing the resume. So I chose a prompt here as, based on this resume, please create a cover letter for a position as a regional sales representative, which incorporates the skills in my resume for this job position. So what I'm hoping ChatGPT here gives me is a template of a cover letter for a regional sales position, because I'm not actually putting in the actual resume, but if I do put the resume in, it would actually give me more information. So they recognize that they did not receive the resume, but they are going to give me the template like I suggested here around using, in the formatting for the template as a business letter with my name, the hiring manager's name, a great introduction to, applying for the position, a paragraph about explaining your skills and abilities, another paragraph about building upon those skills, and a little bit of discussion around their company, which you can always utilize the web to kind of find additional information, and also a thank you for considering the application, which people always should do, right? And of course, including the contact information. Don't forget that. So just to follow up that prompt, I'm going to use the prompt review and adapt this cover letter. Is this resume format effective for the position? I'm going to change not resume, but cover letter format effective for the position of a programmer. So I should get a templated cover letter for a programmer. So it's telling me it did not get the cover letter. So let me copy and paste the previous cover letter. I'll paste it here. Now they're using the cover letter that was in the previous prompt for a programmer position. And it has a very similar format in terms of the introduction, the description of skills, a paragraph about their practical experience, a discussion of the company they're applying for. So that's a great way to follow up a prompt with another prompt to have more detail or specificity for a specific job. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you can utilize these prompts in updating your resume, and I hope that you come back again and watch some more videos. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. I'll continue to do more ChatGPT prompts to help you be more effective and efficient.